Hey guys, MacGuffinSC here with another high-level StarCraft 2 game. Tonight we have two Zerg champions. We have, as the Red Zerg on Shattered Temple, we have Stephano playing under his Dream Korean account. Of course the winner of IPL and also Shoutcraft Invitational. And in the blue we have Idra playing under his Kale account. Of course the MLG winner, Codas player, although I think he got just knocked out of Codas recently. Unfortunate for him, but maybe he'll get back in next season. Could only hope. Good to see old Whitey at the GSL. And so we have across positions. They are both scouting the close air, but they're going to realise that there is nothing there. And interesting, Stephano opting to alter his Overlord when he saw that there was no Overlord coming from this direction. Sort of a metagame on his part. He was thinking that if Idra was here, he would definitely send his Overlord down. Of course that is the case. If Idra was there, he would have done that. And now Idra doing the same with his Overlord, although a bit later. And Stephano going for a drone scout. They are up to about 13 drones, so when this drone scout gets there at the cross positions, he will know whether Idra's going for the hatch first versus the 14 gas, 14 pull. Idra is now up to 14 drones. This signifies that Stephano probably wants to hatch first, otherwise he wouldn't need to drone scout. He's going to see that gas going down right now, and he knows that he is going to be able to expand with no threat of some crazy 7 pull or 10 pull coming in, which is fairly unlikely for Idra actually. Of course, he's a macro player, so I would have expected him to be the one going hatch first. Of course, Shattered Temple is quite a big area in the choke, so I think most people do favour that pull before hatchery. And Stephano grabbing that one of those delicious gold minerals before heading home. That drone can return home, the champion among people with the golden gem. Now, it's always fun to see how top pros will fight each other in the different styles. Of course, Stephano does have an interesting style where he opts for very heavy upgrades and a lot of units like Zerglings, and also sort of Zergling Vesta Ultralisk is a very common build for him. Not necessarily in ZVZ though, more TVZ. And Idra, of course, the macro player, usually goes for a lot of drones and a lot of mutalisks. And of course the spawning pool first build plays into that. He's able to get enough gas to, or faster gas, faster layer, and also expand while putting on some pressure if he so chooses. And now because of the way that Stephano has hatch first, he's going to have to get some early defense such as spine crawlers or extra queens to wall off that. It looks like Idra's going to expand after those set of 2 lings, fairly standard. So he took off at 100 gas, although he's got one more drone on it, so he wants to attack a little bit later. And leaving that one drone on gas is actually quite nice in ZVZ. When it gets to 100, you know you want to get your layer around that time, if you're not stuck in some sort of Ling-Baneling battle. And of course, because Metabolic Boost won't be kicked in for about another 40 seconds, the hatch first person always has a bit more lings, but they're slow lings, so he can't really leave his base. So Idra has map control for a while. Looks like Stephano's first queen is out, and looks like he's going to go down to wall off. Now, because of the way that he's walling off, and because of the distance between the natural and the expansion, he's not going to be able to inject his hatchery for a long time, unless he gets creep between the 2 bases, and it's going to take a while for the creep tumor and the green energy. So, but he does have the hatchery first, so he gets a larva advantage in that respect. Of course, Idra's hatchery is almost complete as well, but he still won't have that second queen for a while. So there'll be one base will be constantly injected, so you'll be able to match Idra's one base being constantly injected. And by the time he's got the second queen for this base, which is actually coming down now, you should be able to catch up. So good defensive move. Of course he doesn't, because he can't really leave the base with these slow lings. Has to be careful of the ling all in, and of course the spine crawler and the 2 queens usually puts an end to that. And again, a lot of baneling moves usually banelings will just hit the queens if you're not controlling them correctly. Got to be careful with those banelings, and looks like he's going for that rocks being taken out. And this is a good overlord placement. He's going to be a bit careful. He doesn't want those queens to sneak out and snipe this overlord. Although the range of the overlord allows him to see the entire choke. Usually, he's just a little bit here, but he could move that up a bit if he wants to. And he knows that there's only 4 speedlings I have on the map. And it looks like Stephano's trying to sneak 1 ling by, so he can go in and scout Idra's base. So Idra being careful with those lines. Supplies are almost dead even. Stephano taking a 1 supply lead at the moment. Idra's actually got a drone lead by about 2 at the moment, which I'm sort of surprised to see, considering that Stephano had the hatch first, although he did have to invest in more defences. And looks like Stephano's morphing in 2 banelings for defensive purposes. Of course, if he was being aggressive then they'd be across the map a bit more. And looks like Idra's already got 2 banelings on hold position as well. So it looks like both players want to get 2 banelings to defend, and then drone up. And that's what I expect from Idra. I haven't seen as many of Stephano's games, but good move by him. He does have metabolic boost now, and he's going to try and get inside that base, and ooh, gotta be careful of those langs. Runs by. Looks like he's going to get by and get inside the base. Queen gets 1 health there, and he's going to see all the drones at the expansion. And unfortunately that Ling does die, but he has seen that Idra is droning, and not just stocking up a lot of Lings or roaches or something. Looks like Stephano moving his banelings down to the choke a bit more. I'd say better creep spread by Stephano. Of course he had to start the creep spread a bit sooner so that he could connect these 2 bases and inject his hatchery again. Idra is already up to layer, and also he's getting a spire, and Stephano hasn't started spire yet. He does have 2 evolution chambers and a roach warren, as well as the missile attack. Idra's going to see the overseer, knows what he's doing. We've got a changeling pooping down there. And this is going to be the tell that Idra is on layer. This means that Stephano will either have to get some spore crawlers to defend against impending Mutilus attack, which he doesn't know is coming, but it is, and it's fairly good call when you're playing Idra. He usually plays quite a lot of the same build not every game, but he plays a lot of the same builds. Gotta be careful with that Bane lane. Looks like he's good lane control getting out without that Bane hitting. So close to dying. And also doesn't get into scout because of these spine crawlers. Stephano is getting those spores up out his main. Looks like 3 spores at the main, probably 3 spores at the natural. He's got his 3rd going up now, but he's not going to be able to put spore crawlers there for a while. But he is spreading creep and starting additional queens. And supplies are tilting a bit in Idra's favour now. He is getting those 8 Mutilus as well as the Zerg Flyer attacks level 1. That Overseer wants to sneak in and see what he can see, but he's got to be careful of that Spore Crawler. He could drop a Changeling and run in, but there isn't a lot to see. All he knows is that Stephano is getting upgrades for roaches. There's no Hydralisk, there's no Mutalisk, there's no any real layer tech, to be honest, apart from Leroy Constitution, which is pretty much you have to get for roaches, so... Looks like Stephano's getting another 3 additional queens, so he really doesn't want to lose to Mutalisk. He's also got 4 Spore Crawlers at his 3rd. Doesn't want to lose to Mutalisk, and of course, when you've got these far distances to protect, he is connecting them with creep. But you really don't want to lose all these delicious drones to their Mutalisk. The Mutalisk are helping the Destructible Rocks get taken down so that his Zerglings can run in, and that's a good move by Idra. Of course, you can't go in with these Spore Crawlers, so you can send the Zerglings in, take out all the delicious drones. Idra also getting his 3rd, as well as a Macro Hatch 4. Stephano, no Macro Hatch just yet, but looks like the supply is fairly even. Idra is still about 4 supply up. Idra up by only just 1 drone, although he hasn't saturated his 3rd sooner, so his minerals should run out a bit faster. And if that queen's going to be careful, or it's going to get taken out, and it's going to run. That's going to, ooh, goes down. And looks like these queens weren't able to transfuse it, even if they had the energy. Couple of Mutalisks just loitering here. Of course, he will add those to his control group of Mutalisks when he comes back to base. The reason that he does that with his Mutalisks is that if you add the new Mutalisks to your control group before you're outside of the enemy base, you might fall over their turrets or defenses or spores, cannons, what you name. So just a bit of a safety move. You don't want to lose Mutalisks to mistakes. They are so expensive. And looks like he's taking down the gold. Just moving him back a bit. Looks like there's a bit of indecision on these Mutalisks' part. Supplies are so even, it's actually really interesting to see. Idra's floating quite a lot of money, unfortunately. Of course, he got his 3rd later, so he wasn't able to saturate the gases. And now that he does have those gases, he'll be able to buy more Mutalisks or get Banelings. Of course, when you go Mutalisk against a player that's not going Mutalisk, you usually get Banelings, and that's to take out the Hydralisks or whatever other ed events they have. And he looks like he tried to take out that Spore Crawler, but the Queen transfused it. Stephano's getting even more queens. He's actually up to 12 queens, so I'm wondering if he's going for a crazy mass queen strategy. He's getting infestors, and with the combination of mass queens in his base and fungal growth, he'll be able to snap those mutalisks and take them out actually. It's an interesting play. We do see a few crazy strats from Stephano, and he is extending his creep. Looks like he wants to get a lot of creep out, and of course if he wants to use these queens across from anywhere outside his own base, he's going to have to get a lot of creep going over. And actually, this is actually so clever by Stephano in this position, because Idra's spreading his creep like most good Zergs do. It's actually going to connect with Stephano's creep, and at that point then he'll be able to attack. Idra's sort of putting a price in his own head basically with this creep, because once the creep bridges, Stephano will be able to move out with his queens. Whether he'll be able to defeat the Mutalisk Ball is unknown at this point, but we'll have to see. Looks like Idra is up to 24 Mutalisks, and doesn't have any at the moment. He is getting his infestation bit as well, but you probably want that for his layer tech, hive tech. Stephano looks like he's going to cap out first, and that's usually when the Zerg players attack, and that looks like it might coincide with the creep spread if he spreads these 4 creep tumors. They should connect with the rest. And it looks like he hasn't got his gas at his 3rd yet, but he's been hiding his roaches all along in his 3rd, and actually it looks like he's moving out now. And here come the queens. It's a queen parade. So we do have the creep is now just bridging the gap, and once this bridges, and you can go just before it bridges as well, queens will be able to go across, and that is so many queens. That is 19 queens. And I don't know how many, if Idra's going to be able to beat this actually. I'm really confused. There's a lot of spine crawlers, and a lot of banelings, and a lot of mutalisks, so he should be alright, but he's got a lot of vessels as well. And nice fungal growth in those lings. Here comes the mutalisks. They are taking out the queen. Well, a few queens getting taken out by baneling heads. Queens are transfusing. The mutalisks are running down. Looks like the mutalisks might win. There's only a few queens left, and there's only one more transfuse left here. And oh no, we have some more queens coming in, and also some infestors, and they fungal growth the last mutalisk, and those mutalisks go down to fungal growth, and the queens win. And that means that Idra is forced to GG. He is 70 supply down. He lost his entire mutable. So well done to some crazy antics by Stephano with mass queens. It's a build you rarely see, but it's always a bit of fun. I might actually try that out next time on later. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. It's been MacGuffin, and see you next time.